This is the MeteoMark Weather Show. Let's get right into some viewer sent in photos. We are in storm alert here at MeteoMark. Let's take a look at Ashton Ballou here from Virginia Beach. On the 28th of January, he got around, as you can see here, 9 inches of snow. And the snowman that you're about to see in some of these pictures was about 7 feet tall. So take a look at this from Virginia Beach on January 28th. He got about 9 inches of snow. Take a look at these breathtaking photos here. You got some very nice ambient light here from the sun here. Looks like sunset or whatnot, maybe sunset, sunrise. But nevertheless, take a look at these nice winter wonderland here in Virginia Beach. I know you've been waiting for a long time, and I'm sure Ashton was very happy to see this. As you can see, very, very heavy snow fell across the area. It looks like a heavy, wet snow. So good for making the snowman. And as you can see on the last photo here, there is that 7-foot snowman. Very nice, a sight to behold. Thank you, Ashton, for sending those photos in. Nice to see some snow in Virginia Beach, Virginia after all this time. So good to see this winter's paying off. So we move on to Derek Rentschler from Lebanon County, Pennsylvania here. You can see he has some fun in the snow here on February 3rd, 2014 here. Made his own snowman here, and southern portion, central and southern portion of Pennsylvania here got quite a bit of snow here on February 3rd. So thank you, Derek, for sending that photo in. And Ashton, thank you for your photos. So we're going to take a look quickly at the forecast here. We're going to get into precipitation totals a little bit out here out west with some moderate systems, but it's here in the east we'll see a lion's share of the precipitation over the next 4 to 5 days. Let's take a look at those snowfall totals before I get into the main synopsis here. Snowfall totals across much of the northeast here. You can see a good deal of 6 to 10 and 8 to 12 inch snowfall amounts here. Let me step off the screen so you can pick your location here in the northeastern part of the United States. Anywhere from the northern Ohio Valley, stretching from Toledo, Cleveland, all the way up to Buffalo and portions of Binghamton. Northern tier, Pennsylvania, Poconos, Catskills, heading over towards the White Mountains. Central and northern New England, we could be getting in on this 6 to 10, 8 to 12 inches of snow. So heed those warnings and advisories. Further south into Pennsylvania here, you can see this yellow box here, this yellow shaded. This is where we could see some of those significant ice accumulations. And let's take a look at those ice accumulations, those ice totals we're expecting here across much of the northeast and mid-Atlantic. You can see most of the ice will be across the southern portion of the Ohio Valley, extending over towards the Appalachians, portions of Virginia, Maryland, and extending up towards portions of the southern tier counties of Pennsylvania, maybe a little bit into central Pennsylvania, because take a look, that is where you're going to see the most icing, anywhere from 1/10 to 1/4 of an inch, with locally higher amounts to 1/3 to 1/2 an inch, very likely across this general forecast area. So let's take a look at the general synoptic outlook here. We start on your day on Tuesday. You can see all of this moisture here across the central portion of the United States. This is what's going to be moving east. The stationary boundary, ripples of low pressure, will move up along it. And this is what's going to give us the trouble here in the Ohio Valley, Mississippi River Valley, and portions of the Northeast. We'll be seeing that 6 to 12 inch snow totals from the Central Plains all the way up through portions of the Ohio Valley, the Northeast, and New England. And as you can see, we put that map into motion here. That trough really digs in, and we have a double barrel low here in the Mid-Atlantic, right around the Mason-Dixon line. That's where we'll get into that mixture of sleet and freezing rain in the Harrisburg area, extending down just north of DC and extending over towards the western portions of the state, towards the Appalachians. We'll see some significant icing north of that. The highest snowfall totals will occur north of Interstate 80 in Pennsylvania. That's where we'll start to get into that 1/2 foot to 1 foot amounts across much of the Northeast. That's what we're looking at here. And if that weren't enough, we're watching another possible storm for the middle to latter portion of the weekend here. We have 2 possible scenarios, the one bringing it a little bit further south and out to sea, missing a lot of the mid-Atlantic and the Northeast. The other bringing it further inland and walloping portions of the Northeast that already receive significant snowfall totals in the mid-Atlantic and Northeast. So we're in this big trophy pattern, where we're seeing significant winter storm activity, and that will continue during the next couple weeks. I'll continue to watch it here at MeteoMark. Don't forget to like me on Facebook at MeteoMark, subscribe to me on YouTube at MeteoMark.com. Here's a 5-day outlook for my hometown viewers in the Susquehanna region of New York, Binghamton, Palmyra, and the Susquehanna region of Northeast Pennsylvania. Start the day off dry. Tuesday, this is the calm before the storm. I'm going to include Tuesday night here because this is where we could see up to 8 to 9 inches of snow overnight. Your commute on Wednesday is going to be very bad across the southern tier of New York, Northeast Pennsylvania. We're looking at snowfall totals here after the storm is set and done of pretty much 9 to as much as 14 inches of snow across the southern tier of New York, Northeast Pennsylvania. So heed those warnings and advisories as they come out. And Wednesday, like I said, most schools will probably be closed. And take some extra time getting to work on Wednesday. Extending on into Thursday and Friday, we get closer to the weekend and things dry out a bit but get colder. That's going to do it here at MeteoMark.